Hello lovely kids. Today this is video part number 4 of models. So in previous videos we learned that models are the modified forms of the helping verbs. Models are the verbs used to express the mood or attitude or the mentality of the speaker. They are also known as modal auxiliaries, and some of the commonly used modals are can, could, shall, should, will, would, may, might, must, ought to, dare and need. So modals are what? Modals are types of helping verbs or the modified types of helping verbs. They can be used only in the helping form, okay, only in the helping form. They can be used as the main verb. They cannot be used as the main verb in the sentence, and they do not have any ing form or ed form, means they are not only this one form that is called the base form actually, that is required. Ing we cannot add with that, ed we cannot add with that. So these are the some of the necessary things which you have to keep in mind. And modals do not change forms according to the numbers and the person of the subjects too, and they help to express the ability, possibility, permission and obligation. So let's understand the function of the modals, right? So here on your screen you can see a beautiful diagram which is describing that if we want to show the lack of necessity, we use needn't. What is it? Needn't, and this is the short form of need not. If we want to express advice, okay, if we want to give advice, so what you will do? Should or ought to, both of the models you can use. Next one, if you are you want to express the modality provision or obligation, so must not and must, okay. If something is provided, there is must not, and when some obligation is there you have to use must, right? Next is what? Ability. For ability you can use can and could. For present ability can, and for past ability could. Next is permission. For permission you can use can and could, okay. So when it is a formal permission you can use can, and when it is a little bit polite you can use could also. We learnt this in the previous videos. For request you can use can also, could also and will also. This is could, actually by mistake it is written cool, so this is could, could. And for possibility it is what? Might, when there is less possibility, okay, or weak possibility you say, like it might rain today, clear. So there are 30-40% chances are there that it might rain. Next is logical assumption. So when we want to show the logical assumption, what we have to what we have to use? We have to use mustn't, must or can't, okay. Logical assumptions के लिए must or can't. Next, if you want to offer something, so you shall I help you, something like that. And for suggestion you can use can also, could also, shall also. Now you will be in confusion that ma'am is telling 2-3 options for each one, for each modality. So it is based upon the options given to you in your examination, in your exercises, that whatever the options are given to you, from those choices you have to take your answer, okay. But when the options are not given, so then you can use any which is suitable for that particular situation. So this is very important point, you have to note it down. But right now you have to work on the the MCQ based questions. So options will be there, and the confusion will not be there, means the questions will not be of ambiguous type, because where you can get 2-3 options and out of 2-3 options 2 may be correct, okay. So whatever the best one, whatever the right answer, that you have to take one, okay. We will not think the best one, the right one you have to choose there, because it may happen that 4 options are there and out of 4 all 3 are wrong and 1 is right, so that will be there that you have to choose. ऐसा नहीं होगा कि हो सकता है कि 3 ऑप्शंस हैं और तीनों में से 2 काम कर जाएंगे, तो ऐसा इस तरह का एम्बिगुअस क्वेश्चन उसमें नहीं दिया होगा, राइट. सो जस्ट टेक द स्क्रीनशॉट ऑफ दिस, मेक अ चार्ट ऑफ दिस, इट विल हेल्प you many ways. So today in this video we will start the use of shall. Okay, use of shall. So dear students, as you know, shall, the first rule for shall, the use of modal shall is that expresses the pure future with the first person as the object, like with the I and we. When we learnt tenses, we learned that with the I and we subject we have to use what? We have to use shall. So this is the first rule for shall. Second, let's see what is given. The second rule for the use of modal shall is that it is used towards the advice, suggestion, request, etc. with the first person in the interrogative also. So please make it sure, make it sure that where you have to use which one. The second rule use of the modal is shall can be used with advice, suggestion, request, etc. with the first person in the interrogative. And when we talk about this first person, this is what? This is I and we. Singular form is I and plural is we. Okay, so whenever you want to make question, interrogation, so you can use this shall to show, to express advice, to express suggestion, to express request. Now let's understand what is the next one. The third rule says that shall is used to express command, threat, warning, promise, assurance, determination, etc. with the second and the third persons as a subject. राइट कि आई और वी के साथ नहीं यूज़ होगा, लेकिन बाकी जितने भी सब्जेक्ट बच जाते हैं उन सब के साथ कमांड, थ्रेट, वार्निंग, प्रॉमिस, एश्योरेंस को एक्सप्रेस करने के लिए वी विल यूज़ व्हाट? वी विल यूज़ shall. So these are very important rules. Okay, so now we will see the examples of shall. So what we have learned, just have a look of this. Three rules we have done. One is the common one, that in future simple sentence I और we के साथ हमें shall use करना है. Second rule is कि shall can be used to give advice, suggestion, request in the first person in interrogative sentences. And the third one is, in the third rule, shall is used to express command, threat, warning, promise, assurance and determination with the second and the third person as the subjects. So just take the screenshot of this and note down in your notebook quickly. Now let's see the examples of shall. Okay, so first one is shall. First one is shall. Use of shall is we shall go to school tomorrow. So this is showing here the first rule कि simple future tense में we और I के साथ क्या use होता है? Shall use होता है, right? So this is pure future or future indefinite or simple future. Clear? Second is I shall teach you to dance. Again it is showing pure future. So with I we are using shall. In the third sentence, shall I bring a glass of fresh juice for you? Here we are doing request and we are making interrogation. Okay, we are making the sentence interrogative and to show the request. Okay, shall I bring a glass of water? Shall I bring a glass of fresh juice for you? Like this. And the next one is fourth one. Shall I close the door? This is what? Advice and once again interrogative sentence. Okay, so we are using here shall with I. Shall we go to market tomorrow? It's what? Suggestion. And here too we are using shall and interrogative sentence it is. You shall get a reward for your achievement. Now the sentence is simple and with you also we are using shall. So this is what? To show the promise or to give the assurance to someone, we are using shall as a model. Sentence number 7 is you shall go to your room. This is what? Command we are giving. We are commanding that you shall go to your room. So with this second person also we are using shall. right? So you is second person in both of the forms, is singular and plural. They shall win the match, and here third person is there, and we are using shall once again to show the determination. So these are the three rules what we discussed of shall. Let's have a quick reading once again of all three rules. Number one says that that it is used to express the pure future, right, in with the subjects with the first person, that is I and we. Second rule says that shall is used to ask for advice, suggestion, request, etc. with the first person in the interrogative. Same thing we have done in the examples too. And the third rule we learned here, that that shall is used to express commands, threats, warning, promise, assurance and determination with the second and the third person in the subjects, and the sentences which are towards ending. Okay, so there we have learnt this rule also. I hope you got the use of shall. Now let's start use of should. Very first thing is that shall, the first rule of should we have to learn. The first rule for the use of modal should is that it is used to express duty, obligation, advisability and desirability. So the second rule for the use of modal should is that it is used to express logical inference, supposition, assumption, possibility or probability. And the third one is, the third rule says that should is used to express a purpose after least. This word least, after least we have to use should. Okay, so let's understand this with the help of examples. Once again, should is used to express duty, obligation, advisability and desirability. The second rule is should is used to express the logical inference, supposition, assumption, possibility or probability. And the third one is the rule of the modal should is that to use to and express the purpose after least. Okay, now let's look at the examples. We should go to school every day. So this is telling what? This is duty. You should not be late for work. This is obligation or desirability, कि obligation है ही, आपको necessity है ही कि आपको जाना ही है, and this is your duty, right? You should exercise more often. This is advisability, means advice is being given here कि you आपको exercise रोज करनी ही है, और भी ज़्यादा continue करनी है. So you should exercise more often. Next is he should be at office by now. So this is what? This is telling us possibility, right? So अगर possibility को भी आप दिखाना चाहते हो कि शायद वो ऑफिस में ही होगा, so he should be at the office by now. अब तक वो ऑफिस पहुंच गया होगा. So this is what? Possibility. तो यहाँ भी हमने यूज़ किया है should का. If he should see me there, he will be happy. This is probable condition, conditional sentence है. If he should see me there, he will be happy, right? So probability और conditional sentence में भी हम लोग use करते हैं should का, right? So these are the examples of should. Now sixth one and the last example of this should is which is very important, and we read that with least we have to use should. Leave on time, least you should miss the train. अगर टाइम पे नहीं जाओगे तो तुम्हारी ट्रेन जो है मिस हो जाएगी. So leave on time, whenever you are using least, you have to use should in the sentence. Next is use of modal must. Use of modal must. So the rule for use of modal must is that it is used to express obligation, duty, necessity, compulsion, provision and emphatic advice, determination, assumption, conclusion, interference, certainty and strong probability. So for all these things you have to do must. और सीधे से words में बात सीधी है कि जब आपको duty के लिए कि this is your duty and you have to do this, इसके अलावा आप कुछ नहीं कर सकते, you must do this, you must study to get good marks in your examination. So this is your duty. For that you have to use must. Examples of must are: the children must obey their parents. That is what? That is duty, है ना. आपको अपने मम्मी पापा की रिस्पेक्ट करनी ही है. One way is you should respect your, but this is your duty, you have to do this, right? So must is used to show such type of sentences. Next one is: we must not steal money from anyone. So this is also what? This is our duty, right? कि हमें किसी के पैसे नहीं चुराने चाहिए. So this is what? Must. So यहाँ पे भी हमारी एक foremost duty है जो कि हमें करनी ही है. So we must not steal money from anyone. Again one obligation, that is the duty. Once again you must follow the orders of your boss, right? उसके अलावा you do not have any other choice. So I must reach work on time. This is necessity. This is what? Necessity. Whenever you are going somewhere for work, you should be in time, not on time, you should be in time. अगर on time है तो ठीक है, लेकिन अगर in time है so it will be better for you. In time मतलब time से पहले, and on time means time पे, ठीक है. So we must do as I say. This is compulsion. नेक्स्ट सेंटेंस इज ही मस्ट डू एज आई से. तो ये कंपल्शन ही है कि जो मैं कह रहा हूँ उसको वही करना है. वेरी कंपल्सरी फॉर हिम, बहुत ज़रूरी है. इसके अलावा उसके पास कोई और ऑप्शन नहीं है. सो ही मस्ट डू एज आई से. फॉर शोइंग द कंपल्शन वी हैव टू यूज मस्ट वंस अगैन, right? So these are some examples. Let's understand this with the help of more examples. And example number 6 says you must not smoke in public place. This is provision. So provision means ऐसा करने से मना है, ठीक है. So you must not smoke in public place. So इसके लिए भी we can use must. You must see a dentist at once. Emphatic advice, बहुत ज़्यादा serious अगर कोई illness है, so you must see a dentist at once. So this is what? बहुत ज़्यादा stress दिया जा रहा है कि आपको dentist को मिलना ही है. So you must see a dentist. Emphatic advice, to show the emphatic advice we have to use must. We must not go before they come back. This is determination. ये हमारी determination है कि we must not go before they come back. And the last one is strong probability. And you know what is probability? The students must be in the class at his time, at this time. कि इस टाइम से पहले बच्चों को क्लास में होना ही चाहिए. तो ये स्ट्रॉन्ग प्रोबेबिलिटी है, इसमें कोई इफ़ एंड बट नहीं है, इसमें कोई 50-50 चांसेस नहीं हैं. स्ट्रॉन्ग प्रोबेबिलिटी मतलब कि 100% चांसेस हैं कि बच्चे क्लास में ही होंगे. अगर हम बिग प्रोबेबिलिटी की बात करते हैं तब 50-50 हो सकता है कि कई तो पानी पी रहे होंगे, कई वॉशरूम्स में होंगे, कई बाहर खड़े होंगे. ऐसा नहीं. जब स्ट्रॉन्ग प्रोबेबिलिटी है तो मतलब है कि क्लास में ही होने चाहिए, ठीक है. सो दिस इज़ व्हाट here also we will use must, right? And the last one, last examples for this must is he must be 40 years old. तो ये assumption है. जब हम कुछ आइडिया लगा रहे हैं किसी के बारे में, अनुमान लगा रहे हैं किसी के बारे में कि वो 40 साल का तो होगा ही, कि इतना तो है ही, ठीक है. तो यहाँ हमने assumption किया है किसी के बारे में. So he must be 40 years old. Next is and last of this must is certainty. So you must have left by now. The next very important use of modal have to. Okay, so this is what have to, like we did must, you know. So have to कि means आपको ऐसा करना ही है. The rules for the use of modal have to is that it is used in the sense of must. जैसा हमने must का किया तो वैसा ही, वही सेम चीज़ जो है यहाँ पे भी आ रही है. And to give advice or to recommend something. क्लियर. सो उसमें तो बहुत सारी चीज़ें हमने करी हैं, बहुत सारे मोडालिटीज़ पे वी कैन राइट डाउन दिस मस्ट. बट हियर हैव टू you have to use to recommend something, right? I have to reach there by 9:30 p.m. So this is sense of a must. Okay, so this is generally used to give the sense of must कि ऐसा होना ही चाहिए. It's a duty. You have to start working soon. That is what advice. So these are the rules. These are the uses of have to. So dear kids, I hope you understood the use of have to, must, and we have done shall and should today in this video. So I advise you to take the screenshot of this, note down these rules in your notebook and learn and practice the exercises related to models. Thank you very much for today, and you must learn all the rules. Thank you very much.